My name is Josh van Valkenburg-Gernert. I'm here with South Dakota Mine's offensive line coach, Austin Stevens. Last year you had some success on the offensive front, obviously with the running game and sort of protecting the passers as well. What did you kind of do to be able to, take some of that confidence into summer and then into the season this year?
Yeah, I think it's just building off of the good from last year and cleaning up the things that we weren't so good at a year ago. And so I've really challenged those guys this year, and we're seeing that every day. The guys continuing to get better, and we always talk in our room about stacking good days on good. And that's just been the focus for us, is just stacking those good days and putting together good practices and continuing to build off the technique that we're always preaching every day.
What has it kind of been like to bring back such an experienced group? You pretty much bring back every guy pretty much on the offensive front has some starting experience. What does it kind of do for your depth and just the overall group to bring that back?
Yeah, I think it gives you confidence as a coach. Things we're doing this year are further along than we were a year ago, and they're doing more things because they've been with me now for a year, and now we're starting to execute and get refine some of the things, and that's just been fun for this group. Is like you said, there has been a lot of them that are returning, and that experience is vital. You can never replace that experience, and so for us it's just continuing to get better and take what we did last year and build off of it. It doesn't mean anything if you don't go out and continue to build on it, and so that's been my challenge and my focus with these guys, is just building off what we did last year and continuing to grow as a unit, and we're starting to see that every day that we come out here to practice.
And how important has it been to some of those younger guys, too, to have that experience coming back just in building depth and getting those guys, sped along a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys have been vital all summer. They've been the ones that took the bull by the horns and ran with it, and really have been the ones setting the standard, so to say. And so that's what those guys have been doing. And so for those young guys, it's a great option, as I'm constantly meeting, and so they can go to those old guys and continuously ask them questions, and those old guys are starting to process it better and starting to be able to grow from that, and it helps those guys grow as leaders, and that's the big thing for us, is just leadership. It forces guys to be in that leadership role, and so that they can teach those young guys the ropes, and so I think the young guys are, if you would have asked me this same question a year ago, our young guys are much further along this year than they were last year, just because of that, because the guys have now been with me for just over a year now, and so they know what I expect, what I want, and they're able to teach it and relay it to those freshmen and those new guys.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Coach Stevens.
Thank you.
I'm here with fifth-year offensive lineman Connor Smith. Just kind of getting started. Last year you guys obviously had some success up front. You bring a lot of that group back. What does that kind of do for your confidence level going into the second week of camp and then into the season?
It makes us confident knowing that we can do what we did last year, and we're hoping to grow on top of what we did last year, because we're happy with 6-5, but we wanted to be obviously better than that.
Sure, and then just experience-wise, how important is it to bring everybody back who had some starting experience last year, pretty much came back this year? What does that do for your group, and also just being able to improve the depth and get some of those young guys sped along as well?
On the depth part, it's huge, especially for the offensive line, because a lot of times you don't run all five out the same all year long, so it's huge to have good depth. And then bringing all of us back this year too is huge, because we all know what it takes to be out in the field.
Sure, and in terms of just your play, the offensive line play, what are you kind of looking to still fine-tune going into week one?
Just being aggressive and having the confidence within each other. That's what the big thing we've been preaching, is just confidence and being aggressive on the line.
Sure, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me.